Next part of 6.4 is going to revisit all the exponent rules that you reviewed at the very beginning of this chapter. So on here, I just put a list of the rules just so you kind of have it as a reference. Whether you want to jot them down again or take a screenshot, you should know how to comfortably use these rules. So we have our multiplication rule or our product rule, which says if you multiply bases, you add exponents. Power to a power, you multiply exponents. If you have multiple factors within parentheses to a power, you take that power to every single factor inside. Negative exponent is usually one people need a little extra work with. Negative exponent means it needs to move. It's in the wrong place. So if it has a negative exponent, it's in the top, it goes to the denominator. If it's in the denominator, it goes to the numerator. Division of bases, you subtract exponents. And if you have a fraction to a power, then both the numerator and the denominator get that power. So it gets applied there. So the difference is everything that we did at the beginning of the chapter were whole numbers. So we were working with powers that were 5 or 3 or 2. Well, now we're going to look at what happens when it's fraction powers. And the nice thing is the rules don't change. And the work, especially the arithmetic, can be done with a calculator to save you a lot of mental math exhaustion. So for the first one, my powers are going to get added. So I'm going to add my powers. So since you have a calculator and you don't have to add this in your head, you don't have to get a common denominator. On your calculator, I just want to make sure you're comfortable typing it in. You're going to type in 1 divided by 2, so that's your 1/2, plus 2 divided by 3. It's your 2/3. And you do want to write your answer as a fraction. So once you get this decimal, you're going to hit the button that says math. And the very first one says FRAC, fraction. You're going to hit enter twice. And that will give you your exponent. So you're completely using your calculator to help you with your arithmetic. So your answer is x to the 7/6 power. You want to make sure all of your exponents that are fractions are written in reduced form and they are written in fractional form. So the next one, you're going to subtract exponents. So you're going to take 4/5 minus 2/5. Now this one you could probably do without a calculator. You just get 2/5. Since it has a common denominator, you're just going to subtract very quickly. And then your last one, when it's power to a power, you're going to multiply your powers. This one is not too bad to do without a calculator. When you multiply fractions, you just multiply straight across the top. So you're going to multiply the 2 times 5 and 3 times 7. If you'd like to use a calculator, you are truly just going to type it in as you see it. You do not need parentheses. So you're going to type in 2/3 times 5/7. And then it will give you a decimal. So you're going to go to math again and hit enter twice on fraction. And it will give you 10/21. Whether or not you use a calculator is totally up to you on something like that. I think often it's helpful for maybe the complicated ones, and it's a nice way to just check the simple ones. If you have multiple things written in radical form, you want to rewrite first. So I'm just going to kind of jot that down. When you're doing your simplifying your exponent rules, you want to rewrite as exponents first. So what I mean by that, if you look at this first one, you're going to write that as x to the 3/4 power, power over root. And in the denominator, you're going to write that as x to the 2/8 power. Now I'm going to use my exponent rules, which says I subtract exponents because we're dividing the bases. So I'm going to grab a calculator. Calculator really streamlines a lot of this. So 3/4 minus 2/8 is 0.5, or obviously that is 1/2. So you're going to have x to the 1/2 power as your final answer. The next one, you have 3 being square rooted, so that's the 1/2 power. And then you have 3 to the 4th root, which is the 1/4 power. So you're going to add your exponents again. So you're going to grab a calculator if you need it. This one might be pretty easy for you. So 1/2 plus 1/4. And then math fraction. May not even need that. You get 3/4. So your answer is 3 to the 3/4 power. Notice your base doesn't change. Anytime we use exponent rules, the base remains the same as you use those exponent rules. And then the last one, this is 7 to the 1/2 because it's being square rooted, and then 7 to the 1/3 because it's being cube rooted. You're going to add your exponents. So you're going to go to your calculator and you're going to type in 1/2 plus 1/3. And then you're going to use your fraction button and you get 5/6. And again, notice the base does not change. So if it's base x or if it's base a number, you do not change those bases. So that's a very basic look of how we do basic exponent rules and some rewriting mixed in.